created paradise with a pair of dice. Ass filled, you can feel it in the air tonight. Adjust the fan height, high fuck the thermostat. Johnny got his burner back, wish a nigga would. I wonder where Timmy Turner at. I need the drip, I'm hitting PLA. I'm an artist and my easel is beneath my stilo. See Montana and Marino parked at the
Alright, this is LOSKO Projectz. I'm gonna be off the camera this time because I'm too ugly right now.
You got two uglies over here too.
We don't want to see your face.
Yeah, don't want to see
two
my
uglies.
face.
You can't have three uglies.
Yeah, but these this is 100% Sacto right here. These are two that influenced me from back in the 90s to the 2000s. They have done stuff for the skateboard community for many years. Still doing stuff for the skateboard community. Both these, Matt Rodriguez and Matt Pailes, have done crazy stuff for everybody in Sacramento. And they were actually my first two episodes, 1 and 2, and I'm glad they're back here, but they're back as a collabo.
Hella Matt.
The Boom Brothers.
Finally, yeah.
Hella Matt.
It's been a while. You're busy and stuff, so busy with the shit, and that's it. But we'll get to the questions real quick. Is how did you guys first meet, and how did that all how did you become friends?
I remember when I first met him. I don't know if he remembers. So. He
Many
had
years ago?
Do you remember? Okay, so I was with Gabe Morford, and we were like Ben Liversedge and a couple other like East Coast New York skaters, and I think somebody, maybe Greg Hunt, maybe it was Greg Hunt, but Matt had no hair. He's like the short-haired dude back then, and then we were going to that bump on, was it Army? You know that bump? Third and Townsend, yeah. And he was fucking in the car with Gabe. Gabe had this old beater car. Matt was like I barely met him. He's like, yeah, what's up? He wasn't really too friendly. No, he was just like in his own little zone.
Yeah.
And we went and skated the bump. I can't remember what you do. You might have, I don't know, switch 180 it or something. But
what year was this? Do you remember years?
94-ish, 5. And then he was like, yeah, this or yeah, that. He had that joke going about everything.
He had a young voice going.
But like we didn't. No, it was more like a Joe and EMB joke or something.
Yeah.
And so like we just met him for that day, and we're like, oh, that guy's rad, right?
Yeah.
But then later. I think I skated with you at like EMB one time, or maybe later I met you like
early Think days.
Yeah.
I
think I first saw him though at that Texas contest, and you were on chapter 7, and you're doing kickflip to like switch feet or something like that.
Something retarded.
Just fucking around.
Hey,
like,
that's a dope trick.
You weren't doing it. You were like messing around on the.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was like 92.
92.
Yeah.
That was long.
Pants. Big ass pants.
Big ass pants. Small
Yeah, it was
tires.
big pants. Jamie Thomas was there. Every pro from the 90s was at that fucking Houston contest.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Long time ago, 90s wise.
Shows
I think
how
I
young we're
think
not.
I was skating maybe 2 years, 92. So I was a little lab.
Alright.
But how do you we'll go away from a little bit from skateboarding, but how did you guys get into music actually, like together and just?
I don't know. I think we're all into music already, and then when he finally moved from Tahoe to down here to Sac, he just jammed even more, fucking hand drums, vocals, guitar, and then like that 411 when we did the Roomies, him and Reggie lived downstairs, the bass player that plays for Towers, and the guitar player and I lived upstairs, so it was music, just happened naturally,
Yeah, naturally. I went to just one party and it was crazy.
Yeah, I think I just only was like a little into music. I was starting to learn. And when I moved here, they were always jamming at his house. So I just go over, like, want to be part of it. Want to be part of like music going. I think Kenny I'd always see Kenny playing guitar and just be like, oh, that guy's so cool.
Yeah.
What are those chords he's playing, right? I think I asked Matt and maybe Jacob, the guy that was in Storytellers.
So you learned from them?
I just said, yeah, show me these chords so I could learn how to just skank reggae rhythms. And then I played with congas. I just played bongos to hang out in congas, and I wanted to be part of the Storytellers, so I always wanted to be there and learning and checking out music and everything. So.
Okay. When did the Storytellers start?
1999.
1999. And scratch outs? Was it
We
way later,
started,
or was it kind of?
Yeah, way later. Yeah,
way
we
later.
only started about 10 years ago, and that was with the old guitarists from the Steady Ups, and that's when I first met Matt. He was in Steady Ups as well as the conga player for them. So, and I met Mike Bruce when he was in Scratch Outs, and then we started building a couple of old Steady Up songs, but mainly just old reggae, rock steady stuff, and a little bit of my dance hall shit. thrown in there. And we're still doing that. We still play some oldies, but then I throw in some like ragamuffin type of singing on there. So it's a different project than like a Rouse Matthews solo stuff. It's more like scratch outs, the band. Yeah. So it's like 10 years ago, I think.
10 years ago? Okay.
For scratch outs.
They're deep in the Sacramento game, and I always see them, all their little shows pop up out of nowhere, and I'm like, damn, I want to go, and I always miss out.
Yeah.
It's good, man.
Shanny Sham.
Yeah. It's a culture. So is there any future plans for those bands-wise? Going anywhere, or touring, or doing anything else?
Whatever we can get.
Yeah, whatever you get.
Yeah, and we're just like, right now, we're just basically, we've got a couple shows coming up.
Okay.
And we're just always making new music. It's been a little hard to get the actual album out. I think it's just because of like wanting to get all the music right before we put it out.
I think that shit costs a lot of money too, huh?
Yeah, money.
It's a little money.
And
getting
nobody
people on the
buys
same
music
page.
anymore.
Yeah, no one buys music anymore. Like.
Yeah, that's true. Then if I can go on iTunes and like.
But if you put it on Spotify and all that stuff, and you
Yeah.
put it out digitally,
Yeah.
you get thrown into a genre, then the music will kind of like just get, once you get a play or two, it starts going like into people's playlists, and then you get a certain amount of cents per play or something.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of rappers do that lately. They've been doing that Spotify shit for a while.
Just pretty much like any digital outlet you can get, if you can put it onto something, then it will be played a lot.
Yeah, I'm just going all over the place with questions because that's what I do.
All right.
So yeah, was there any like crazy tours you guys went back in the day? Any stories you want to tell of like the tours you went through?
Yeah, the SUPERNAUT tours were
SUPERNAUT
fucking
tours?
legendary.
Yeah, the early 2000s.
Yeah, we got like, so super. I'm gonna tell them about Henry and Brent. So Henry was this guy that made furniture before skateboarding. So he was like, we got this great van for you guys. And he shows us this van. And we're like he was on what, stereo before, I was on Thing. Shit was paid for. We were like taking the Lush life.
You're like, fuck it,
and
let's
then
go.
we're like SUPERNAUT, and that's like, this is the not so super tour, right? And he shows us this van, and it's just like, you know, he just bought it for $1,500 or something. It was a cool travel van, but we were just like, oh, look at the van.
Like this shit, what the fuck?
We're about to ride in that thing.
Showing up to the demo and that.
Yeah, some beater van that was barely making it, and we went all the way across country, and fucking the thing's door busted up halfway through, and you couldn't like shut the door all the way, so we had like some belt holding the door shut while you were driving, or someone hit us or something. So Ted Newsom's trying to drive the fucking thing. He was our team manager. I think Joe Hutchison was on the tour. Steve Young, Aaron Vanderbilt, Paul Sharp.
Paul Sharp. Yeah.
Fucking Paul Sharp.
Paul Sharp, yeah.
One day we were just chilling, and we got out of the car, we walked, and there was something like this high, like one of those things that separates two parking lots.
Okay.
And he just got out and was fucking around flat ground and nollied over this fucking thing that was so high. Like people don't remember how good his nollies were.
He was
Supernatural. And I remember just being like, what the fuck just happened? Like, it was so crazy. But yeah, that tour, fuck man.
Where did you go for that tour? How many places, or do you remember? Like how many
This is the Midwest,
cities you
I
go?
think.
Yeah, like Midwest.
Like
We went to
Texas or something?
We made it all the way to Philly, I think.
In that van? You made it to Philly in that van?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
Hey, Josh.
And we went like New Mexico.
Yeah.
All kinds of fucking spots. Yeah, we did make it to Philly, huh? Pittsburgh, I think.
On the minimal budget, we made it happen.
Yeah, and we were both vegetarian at the time, so we'd get like fucking an avocado, empty it out, put some Brags in there, and just get chips and eat that. Like,
Just stay skinny as shit.
yeah, shit, there was some trippy, crazy tour.
Yeah, the SUPERNAUT day was nice because I don't know. I just remember them because Matt always had the boards, and I would always
They
get
were
it
some
from
of the
him.
best boards, though.
Yeah, I would
Yeah,
get
the
it
press
from him.
one at a time.
I would get them and ride them forever, dude.
Yeah.
Then I'll just come back and
They'd
bother
probably
Matt some
still
more.
be around, maybe not SUPERNAUT, but the guy who made the machines to make his boards would still be around probably if he would have came down $1.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to lower his prices.
He just want to lower prices and just fucking made everyone buy them.
It's too
at
bad,
high
yeah,
price.
because I mean,
Yeah, no, SUPERNAUT was sick, dude. I love
Yeah,
SUPERNAUT.
those boards, they're pressed one at a time. They're super good quality. The shapes were sick. This shape reminds me of that old SUPERNAUT. The one
Sun, the
SUPERNAUT
logo.
shape. The Sun logo shape was like the perfect 8.5. It was like kind of big, but not too big.
Yeah.
he used to have that all.
Yeah, this shape, it's S La Boom.
It's S La Boom?
S La Boom, new graphics by me.
By Matt?
Put out by Matt. It's the Quim Cardona
Support
board.
it.
So you can find it at all your local
Do it. And
Do
if the
hickey
shop
shops.
doesn't have it, tell them that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go get
Pronto.
'em.
You better get those. Yes, La Boom.
They're running low.
You too can ride with the boom.
That, when?
That's my sales pitch.
It's sales pitch for the S La Boom. But was there any stories from San Francisco skating wise too? Because I know you guys were in San Fran a lot.
Always matching, you know.
Did you guys ever skate with
EMB.
Henry Sanchez and all them back at EMB?
Oh,
Any
yeah.
EMB stories?
I mean, I've kind of more became friends with Henry out here.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, I just was a little bit scared of Henry because he was like always angry, but he was killing it.
Yeah, I always know the videos of him.
But it wasn't like he was just like, this is my town and all these kids are coming from out of town, you know, and like, so I just remember being at EMB and just being like, that's Henry Sanchez, and then because Pack of Lies was so sick and I just moved there and it was like, just came out a little while back, and I just remember being like, damn, that's fucking the man right there, that guy, innovator, right? And so I was just kind of watching. I didn't even want to skate while he was skating because those guys really, that was their spot, you know, and you're just kind of visiting.
Spot, and you come in, they'll all look at you.
Matt's from there. Yeah. He's cool with them, but we were
cool.
from Boston. We're like, oh man, this is wicked cool, but
yeah.
Well, you know, I mean, like, I think as like, I wouldn't say it's like a skater thing, but whether you're like a graffiti writer or I don't know, a spot where how the musicians hang out and play, let alone like skating, there just kind of tends to be like a unspoken territorial thing. But you just got to be cool and not like think you can go in there and like be like, yeah, watch me skate.
Oh, because I heard all the stories of people getting beat up, or fucking boards taken away, motherfuckers getting like kicked the shit out.
Yeah,
you know,
get shit. Like, give me your money, give me your board, and they go to Carl's Jr. Feed themselves off your lunch money, you know.
I did something at Pier 7 to somebody, but I didn't want to do it though.
Yeah, one of the sicker days was for me was the 2 days when like when we went there, we didn't want to be like showboating. We just kind of skated every day, and then we'd get our little tricks in when we could. And I'd skate there all the time because I just skated down with Drehobel and my friend Greg from like Leavenworth and the Tenderloin, and it would be straight shot down. And we just get there, and we used to smoke then, so we'd just be the same, just like everyone else, bumming smokes. There's these cats called the Ohio Players, the crew, Shane and Matt Robeson, and they would just be bumming smokes. And so we kind of got enmeshed in that little. There's some guy named Smurf who would always jack kids for their boards. People remember him.
He was
but they were all cool with us. I mean, they were cool to us.
I know
we weren't like trying to showboat or nothing.
I know. Sometimes you said you slept in SF with people in random houses, just chill and go skate.
Yeah,
You did all that shit too.
Yeah. I stayed at a bunch of different places, but I didn't couch surf till I got become more of a hippie and moved into my van. And lived in Golden Gate Park for a bit. But like the best story for me was the 2 times like I went there the time with Gino when he backside heel flipped the Gons and switch back 180, switch back 180, heel flip the 7 all in one day, switch heel flip. Pupeki frontside 180 flipped it all in one day. Yeah, and it was so sick, and we were just like, this is a rad day, right? And another day when Gons went there, and we went there with Bryce and Drehobel and all them, and that's when the Gons was still being like new shit was still being down. And Gons wanted to kick flip it, and Jamie wanted to kick flip it, and they had this little like skate off for it. Okay. And in the middle of it, Gons tried to double heel flip it. It looked like he tried to heel flip it in the middle of trying. They both trying kick flips, and Jamie landed it, and we were like, "Oh, he's gonna do it. That's crazy." And then Gons did some crazy flailing kick flip. That's the classic kick flip over the Gons. Oh yeah. If you look back at an old Thrasher, and Gons kick flips it, and it's like fucking sideways. Rocket, and he's in midair like this. It's so sick, and we were just stoked because. There was no diss to Jamie because he's rad too, but we were just kind of like, we want the Gons. Let the Gons do it. He's the man,
Legendary Gons before Jamie was alive.
But it was rad. I mean, Jamie, he did his thing, you know, but we were just like, the Gons was amazing, you know, and we just loved it. Still to this day, I still have that nostalgia because he's so sick because he's still... Like he still's got that magic on a skateboard, and even later into like learning switch tray flips when you're in your 40s and shit. I mean, come on, man. He's an innovator.
I like him because it's the energy. Like even though he's older, you can still see he has that. I just want to go do something just stupid. It doesn't matter if it's fucking stupid, but he'll make it look.
Switch everything way back in the day, and then still kept up with it over the years. Like he came out with that Real Fiction part, like deep into his like probably 40, and just killed it. Like
he's
it was
always
like
been
legit tricks all day and just style. Still on vert, can still do all that stuff.
Cause I see him always skating at New York skate park.
He lives out there.
Has a bowl right there. And he's always just like fucking around in it, but you could just see it's like it looks like it's easy for him. You know, style wise and everything. He's just carving. You know, it's not like he's trying hard. He's just fucking
second nature.
Second nature to Gons. He's always a legend. So So what's going on with the SL Boom? We already talked about the boards, but
I'll let Matt take off from here.
Just new sick little series dedicated to.
how many boards are out?
I lost track, but it's a good little spread.
There's a little painting I did.
Yeah.
I did it for my girl, and then Matt. I was like, Matt, here, make a award of this, and there's a second part to it. 2 people back to back.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like got a symbolism all up in it, you know.
Reminiscent of SUPERNAUT style.
Yeah, the old SUPERNAUT style,
yeah.
the colors, why?
Yeah, like my art. I stopped doing art for maybe 10 years. I didn't really do nothing, and then in the last 4 years, I started
painting.
just doing stuff again, just to do art again. And
Is that your art on your shirt too?
oh yeah, I forgot I wore this.
Oh shit.
This
okay.
tenor saw, ring the alarm.
And
Yeah, it's kinda,
DIY.
it's DIY, dude. Yeah,
Another
the
sound
original.
design, that's dope
The
as
original.
fuck.
Do your own thing. It's chipping off, so you can't really wash it, so it kind of stinks. No, it's not
good.
bad.
That's dope as fuck.
It's pretty good.
True scum border.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Rainbow.
dirty, and then I let it sit in the garage for like a year, so I figured maybe it's clean by now.
Yeah. It got clean, so I started wearing it more.
But yeah, I haven't even scratched this thing yet. It's Quim Cardona, the old school, like back in those days. I remember when Quim came out, he was super sick too, and we were just with Matt Field and them. It was his friend.
Matt Field.
So it's just kind of like it's cool that you did it with Freddie too, because Freddie Gall and Quim were
Freddie
both.
Gall.
They both came out back in those days, like from the East Coast, and were just innovative.
Oh,
And
yeah, for sure.
Their switch skating was so beyond.
Switch
you know.
and just eyeing stupid fucking high stage, especially Quinn.
Yeah.
I always see his like front side when he's back side. I was like, Jesus Christ,
Yeah, like
dude.
switch, such a crazy cool style, and switch ollies over benches off flat, like.
Trying to remind the young generation.
Yeah.
Look back at the past.
Yeah, look at the past.
You'll probably see the future.
Yeah. Future's crazy too right now.
Yeah.
It's just more digitalized and just online shit now. So
Yeah.
it's crazy how people get sponsored. Because I was talking to my friend about it. And he was like, "Dude, you can get sponsored off Instagram now." And I was like, "What the fuck?" You know, it's not like you have to make a whole tape or send it to
VHS tape.
VHS tape and send it in to a sponsor. Then they'll call you back.
Oh yeah, I let someone borrow my VHS sponsor me tape for this documentary, Streets and Sidewalks from Boston, and they're making a documentary of Boston skating. But I gotta get that VHS back.
Absolutely.
It's got a good laser
Old
flip
Boston
in
days.
it.
Abominable laser.
The abominable laser flip. I had a fucking super baggy clothes and everything.
Yeah.
You guys got any stories from the IPATH days?
Ah, a lot of them.
Yeah, throw them out.
Shit.
From tours,
This
anything.
one.
Any good ones?
Bigfoot that night in Japan.
Oh yeah. He run. He's scared off the whole other cabin of girls.
We were staying in some weird cabins, and it was like IPATH, and then there was like hella cabins of different like girls and different. I think Bigfoot was kind of drinking or something, but
Sake.
I think he did. Yeah, we drank. I think he drank sake.
Sake, fuck you up.
I think he did like a streaker thing and scared the hell out of like.
He turned into Bigfoot and ran through their little cabin
He
area.
scared the hell
Oh,
out of like a
shit.
bunch of Japanese.
Oh, they
girls.
just fucking ran off?
Yeah, we were next door. We're like, what's that? Why are all those ladies screaming? And then we just hear like, ah. Then Bigfoot comes back into our cabin. Dude, what are you doing? He's like, oh fuck, I just scared the shit out of those girls.
Just
He went ape shit.
yeah, we went on a lot of Japan trips. We went,
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to think, man.
I'd love to skate Japan.
Was there when Clyde was there for?
I missed the whole Clyde time.
Yeah.
But I did have Clyde stay on my couch in SF for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, and that was the same time the whole Menace team was staying there.
Which Clyde is
Fabian,
it? The Clyde-
Joey Surreal, Clyde Singleton.
Singletary.
Yeah.
Singleton.
Singletary.
Fucking Joey's, all those guys stayed at our couch because me and this guy Greg got this little apartment. It was like a flop house. Sean Young and Hurley lived there, and we had some weird
Sean
weed dealer.
Young.
We had some weed dealer in the back named Dax, and he sold us our first California weed.
Sure, it wasn't you.
Not yet,
It wasn't
because
me.
I literally was like, I think I got ripped off. What is this? It was like a nug.
Right.
And all I'd seen in the East Coast was like Bammer dirt weed that you bought a whole big bag. So I'm like, I gave him $20 and all I got was this little, I was like, what the hell is this? And
man.
the guy's all, that's the green bud, man. What the hell are you talking about?
Some
And
good
all,
shit.
Yeah, and we're like from Boston, so
Yeah.
fuck, I think I've been there for 2 or 3 weeks. We went and tried to skate, we did DMV curbs and we were too blasted. We were like, fucking what the hell, this stuff's so strong. But that house was crazy. We had
Yeah.
house parties there all the time. But Clyde was there for a couple of weeks.
Where at in SF?
He had his first Acme ad actually, or Acme. Oh no, Slap checkout on newsprint.
Okay.
And Clyde was ollie in this. It was like a little driveway bump, and then there was a fucking bar, and he just blasted a big old ollie over it, and that was like a slap checkout with like him. I think Chris Keefe was in town at the time, and he got the checkout. And Guy had a checkout. Matt Reason. It was like a bunch of those East
Matt
Coast
Reason,
transplants in that same neighborhood. Jamie lived around the corner.
A bunch of East Coast heads and West Coast.
Yeah, in this little corner on it wasn't Octavia, it was West. It was Western Addition.
Yeah. Well, any time in Japan when we went was always fun. The one time when we all went, there was like 12 of us, 13 of us. Tony, Rep,
Yeah.
Fields, Carl.
Just such a big group of folks, dude.
A bunch of fucking killers too.
And you know, we started going to Japan we met Hiroshi through
SUPERNAUT.
SUPERNAUT, and we just like went there on this rad little SUPERNAUT tour, and it was super cool. And we were just introducing IPATH, and then after we introduced IPATH to Japan, it was like, I think Matt and you guys and Nate, they all went out, and then it became like a thing where IPATH would always go to Japan. But I think I got my unofficial invite to Japan after I I got off the, it was at the B7 skate park, and I got off the fucking plane. I think I was late. I was super not hungover, but jet lagged. I'm trying to back lip like a rail for a demo full of kids. I just ate shit. I took my board and I was like, fuck, and I threw it, and it like ended up in some person's like yard across the street. And Hiroshi was like, Matt, that's just not very good to do in front of the kids. And I'm all fucking.
I was just pissed.
Yeah, I was just kind of like, I didn't go back after that.
Going bored.
I'd like to, but if you guys could forgive me, I'd love to come back to Japan.
Yeah. Hey, you can take me with you, please. I've never been to Japan. I always wanted to skate Japan, and where else? Fuck, I wanted to skate.
Trying to go in May.
Barcelona too. I want to go to
Barcelona.
Spain. Barcelona, all those spots too.
Oh, yeah. Have you been there, huh?
Barcelona.
You had a little bit of iPath footage there.
Yeah.
Nice place, good place to skate.
Yeah. If you like spicy food, bring your own sauce.
Just no spice.
Tabasco's as hot as you're gonna get.
In Spain? Oh, yeah, that's Mexico where they got this real spice.
Yeah, the real shit will burn your fucking lips off. All right, so would you give any advice to kids coming up and skateboarding right now?
Just do it for fun and actually just love skateboarding and just do skateboarding because you love it.
Do you
really.
think kids look into like Instagram and stuff way too much now?
I think it's cool that you can always see skateboarding 24/7, and it's just like back in the day we had to wait for 411 to come out. We had to wait for like magazines, which I still think is cool for kids to see. I think it's cool that you can see hella skateboarding all the time, but just don't try to be like skating like this guy or that guy. Just do your thing, do you. You can take influence, but go out and skate every day and find your own groove.
Find your own niche.
Yeah, and love what you just have fun skating. Like, I mean, it's not about like, that's cool if you want to film and do tricks and all that stuff. Just make sure you're still just always enjoying it.
Yeah. What do you think about the Olympics?
I don't.
I have no.
I mean, it is
what it is, but it's not for everyone.
Yeah.
It's cool for those guys that can literally skate like
consistently and just.
It's pretty amazing. Like, you can do a trick every single time that's super technical. It's just certain people have got that, and that's great for them.
But as in like skateboarding,
like me personally, I don't love skating parks that much because it gets old. Like, okay, we're at the same spot. You can do different tricks here. But
in the car, I was like, you know what? I like skate parks. I go there all the time, but I'm tired of them now.
No, my funnest thing is finding new street spots nowadays. That's for me nowadays. Even back in the day, I think I really always like it. Matt too. He's always creative and create a spot. You go somewhere, make a fucking spot into something out of street stuff, and you know, I like that kind of stuff. Like, put a piece of wood up against a wall and do a front three.
That's what I always say. If you guys follow them too, you'll see that because they're always innovative and doing some crazy shit to make it work, to make a spot that wasn't even a spot.
Keep it crusty.
Yeah, keep it creative.
And like we're finding like SAC has got so many ditch spots I never knew about.
So you made me fall in love.
We just like and Josh is the one that's always finding them, and then I drive Uber sometimes, so I'd be like,
there's a spot right there.
There's a spot. There's a thing. Like, there's a cool aqueduct.
A cool little ditch. I got it.
Yeah.
No, because I told Pailes about one ditch, and he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, you mind if I do it?" I was like, "Dude." He did it like an hour later after that.
You getting a tan over there? Some chick is sitting over on there. I might go hit on her.
I know I should zoom in on her.
Yeah, keep it crusty, keep it fun, and
How's that lollipop, girl? What's your name?
you know, learn at your own pace. Don't worry
Yeah.
about everyone else.
So that's about it.
Is that time?
He said it's about that time. But yeah, hey, I appreciate you guys both
Yeah.
doing this, man. I think it could be a little longer, but we'll maybe do another one. Hey, we could do a million of them because you guys are Sacramento, and
We're here,
yeah, you guys
crusting
are.
away.
Yeah, I don't want to kiss too much.
Oh,
ass.
ask him more. Wait, you asked about Esla Boom,
Ever- What's that?
huh? Esla Boom.
What is that?
That's what
When?
Ask him about Wenboy. Ask him what Wenboy is.
Boom.
Seriously.
When?
Ask him about Wenboy.
Windboy. What is Windboy?
Like, when you gonna get your shit together? When you gonna go skate?
Like you show up
When?
somewhere and you just see Matt. Sometimes he'll be like, Wenboy, and everyone says it. It's in this little circle.
Yeah, no.
And you know what
I
it
started
means.
fucking saying it just because now. I'm like Windboy.
But it's because of fucking
Watch
Cheech and
it.
Chong, right?
Cheech and Chong.
Up in smoke.
Up in smoke. Yeah.
Wenboy.
When you gonna stop skating and get a job and pay some bills? When?
Never.
Don't be in a hurry to grow up, kids. That's
Yeah,
all it means. Get a job
I
and
don't
pay
want to grow
bills.
up. Yeah, that's me right now, man. I'm behind a desk all day, so when I get out to skate and film skaters or just talk to skateboarders, man, that's my life. I'm
Yeah.
100% skateboarder, and this what makes my life better, man. If I didn't have skateboarding, I'd probably fucking
Hey, are you doing the
Jump
interview?
off
Are we,
the-
are
Oh,
we
sorry.
interviewing
I'm
you
sorry.
here, or are you interviewing?
Doing
No, I'm
both.
kidding. No, but like, yeah, me too. Like, I work a city job. I
Yeah,
work
yeah.
with kids,
It's-
after school program. I like it,
Mhm.
but some days I'd rather be out skating. But that's why I really value my time to be
Yeah,
able to skate,
for sure.
and get out there, like on my days
We
off.
value your guys' time because you guys did this for me. That's awesome, man. I appreciate it.
I did it all for you. The whole skate
100%,
career, my whole career.
His whole career, just for
you.
this, just for this. Cool. All right, man.
Yeah,
Well, thank you.
awesome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
We
Thanks
out.
a lot. Hey, make sure you check out LOSKO Projectz
All
on
day.
Instagram. Make sure you
Check
check out his
it out.
YouTube. You know.
Big ups to the people who, support my show, PLA, American Cream Company, Willie Santos, Inman, everyone. from
Willie.
Sacramento.
Willie.
They're all helpful.
I
man.
looked up to Willie when I was a kid.
GNS.
Willie's my homie,
Sick.
man. I love that dude.
He's so sick, and then he got on
he's humble.
Satori later, and we still
He's
like,
humble, man. He's a humble dude, and he's never switched up.
yeah, he's
That's it.
rad, man.
All right,
real.
big ups to Willie. All right, we out.